Welcome to another edition of Phone Calls from the Nether Regions. I'm your host this evening, Brandon Reisman, and we will be taking a twisty-turny journey down into the depths of mystery and knowledge. Tonight we've got some breaking news about some strange and unexplained happenings across the country, and then we'll open up the phone lines and see what kind of mischief the universe is thrusting upon us at this time. Toledo, Ohio. Reports coming out of Toledo, Ohio, that the sewer is full of candy. Typical at this time of year, Halloween. Where does the candy go? Where does it come from? It can't all be eaten. One man is reported to his local affiliate that he went down in the sewer looking for a dropped watch battery and found an entire hoard of candy. Sweet Tarts, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, Sour Patch Kids, and Laffy Taffy especially. The only thing that can explain this is that the candy industry is overstocked, and they are storing their expired candy in the sewers, and then their workers shovel it out in bags and stock it at large chains like Walmart, Kmart, Target, and Costco. Other reports of similar activity have been reported in Portland, Oregon, Sacramento, California, and West Des Moines, Iowa. If you think that your candy might be coming from the sewer, please give us a call. We would love to hear from you. And speaking of phone calls, we're going to open up the lines. You are listening to Tales from the Nether Region, and now we're gonna go to the phone lines, as we do at this time. Caller, you're on the air.
Hello?
Hi, caller. Thank you for calling Tales from the Nether Regions. What's your tale this evening?
I've had several strange experiences with goblins throughout my life.
Wow.
And I wanted to talk about those.
I haven't had a goblin call since 1987, so this is very exciting for me, as I'm sure you can tell in my voice. What's your name, caller?
Jim.
Hi, Jim. Goblin Jim. Where do we begin, Jim?
Growing up, my mom always would tell me stories about goblins, and
She's a good mother, Jim. She's a very good mother.
She is a good mother. She was great. She would tell me tales of goblins and how they would steal loaves of bread from the local bakery.
That's true.
So that was something that I kind of knew about goblins growing up. That was kind of the only thing I knew about goblins growing up. And it was also kind of the only thing that I knew about in life.
Wow.
Also, I was homeschooled, and our first class was about goblins every day, and our second class was about baking. So that's really all I knew. So I decided to become a baker, and my main concern was having my bread stolen by goblins.
Did your decision to become a baker have anything to do with your knowledge of bakers' relationships with goblins that you acquired as a boy?
My decision because it was basically the only thing that I knew. I didn't learn math or science or,
really?
I didn't really learn numbers until I opened the bakery and I had to, be able to measure things or know
Right.
what money was. So I didn't really know any of that until I opened this bakery.
Mm-hmm.
So the only thing that I knew was baking bread and goblins. Those are the only two things in my life that I had. And so I started this bakery, and it was one day it was a couple of years ago, 2002,
Okay.
when I had my first goblin experience.
Mm-hmm.
So I had just had my first fresh loaf of rye come out. It was a new experience for me. Previously, I've been just doing, a lot of cinnamon buns.
Mm-hmm.
That's really about it. And occasionally a brown bread.
Sure.
But so I pulled this loaf of rye, or what I thought was going to be a loaf of rye, out of the oven.
Mm-hmm.
And instead, it's just an empty pan with a goblin sitting inside of it. And he looks at me, and he goes, "I'm a goblin, I eat your bread.
Yeah. Yeah.
You look at me once more, and you're gonna be dead."
Mm-hmm. So.
And then he just ran away. And that was the first and last loaf of rye bread that I ever tried to make.
Well, don't get
my
discouraged. I would
lesson.
recommend.
No, I learned my lesson.
Yeah. No. It's nothing you're doing wrong. It's more has to do with what the goblins are doing right.
Well, I have my doubts, but that makes a lot of sense to me. And, I think I am going to take your goblin advice.
Yes, thank you for calling, Jim, and best of luck with your bakery.
Hey, thank you.
All right, that was Jim with the Goblin in the Oven, and you are listening to Phone Calls from the Nether region.